Okay, so we're going to be looking at this deck list for the Lightsworn, Light Ray, whatever you want to call it, light deck, light mill deck. There's the most important cards are, of course, Lightsworns. You want probably 3 Celestia, definitely 3 Lila, which is the money card. I guess these two are both money cards. 3 Jane, which somehow I only have 1 of, and 3 Wolf, important cards. Celestia is tribute summoned using any of your Lightsworns, and it destroys 2 targets and destroys 2 cards on your opponent's side of the field, and then mills 4 cards, which can then summon you another Wolf or proc any of the other effects. Lila's used for, you know how Lila works, destroy back row, and then summon it, hopefully, or you use it for its mill effect in the end phase. Mill 3 cards, again, hopefully you get a Wolf. So then you have a Lila in defense position that'll probably get destroyed. You have a Wolf in attack position. You're kind of safe, I guess, against an OTK, especially if you have this guy in your graveyard, but we'll talk about him later. Jane, just a beater, does a little bit of milling, gains 300 attack during damage steps, so it's 2100 attack. It's okay, but you want him in the deck. It's a good card. And then Wolf, the Lightsworn Brick. She's special summoned when he's sent to the graveyard from your deck. You get him with any of your mill effects from your Lightsworn monsters or from your Graphic Screener. This is the staple spell card. You know what it does. Mills cards, pops all your effects. Good in this deck. Mainly because Light Ray Diabolos, the Light Ray part of the deck title, needs 5 or more unique monsters in the graveyard to special summon this card from your hand. You can special summon all 3 if you have all 3 in your hand and you have 5 different monsters in your graveyard. Then once per turn you can, I would guess it's once per turn per monster, if you have more than 1. You can banish 1 card from your graveyard, target 1 card, set card your opponent controls, monster or back row, I guess even field, set field spell, set it on in either the top or the bottom of your opponent's deck. Good effect. It's kind of like a red dragon ninja, if anyone remembers ninjas. You can kind of brick them if you put a monster on the top of their deck, kind of stifles their draw. 2800 monster, special summons, good monster. Now let's talk about some of the less important cards. I guess we'll talk about the techs first, because they're important. These are semi-important. AD Changer, very, 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 very good in this deck. I can't stress how many duels this card wins. Main uses, you summon Lila after a Graphic Screener. You have 1 or 2 of these in your graveyard. You summon Lila, pop a back row. AD Changer back, pop another back row. You can do that unlimited. If you could put 3 of these in your deck and pop 4 back row in 1 turn. There's not even 4 back row slots. You could do it. But what it's also good for, when you summon, Light Ray, Celestia, people don't like these monsters, especially, also Freed. People don't like these monsters. They get Canadied or Floodgated. This card is anti-Floodgate, anti-Canadia. Everything you could ever want to counter the meta in a card. It's great. The other important tech, the only non-light monster in the whole deck, Bacon Saver. What more can I say? He saves your bacon. Super clutch. I think in one of the duels, he saves me against an Anki, where the Anki would have, drawn another Mask Change, probably had lethal. He saves your bacon. Oh, he saved me against vampires, too. I had 100 health left, because he saved my bacon. Great card in this deck. Okay, so some of the more obscure, weird cards that I guess are replaceable. They're good in this deck. You could have more of them. You could have less of them. If you don't have them, you could substitute it with other cards. Eclipse Wyvern, when this card is sent to the graveyard from anywhere, sent, not destroyed, sent, and just sent. Not from your hand, not from the field, not from your deck, sent. Banish 1 leveler 7 or higher, blah blah blah. Banish this guy. When this card is banished, if this card is banished, add that monster to your hand. So this is usually banished by your Diabolos effect, your Freed effect, which I'll talk about, or your one of these effects. Actually, one of this effect, just that one. Good card. You could use, I don't know, 2 would probably be bricky. It's not. Its numbers are bad, and a lot of the time, maybe not all the time, but a lot of the time, your Diabolos get milled, so you can't even pull them. Sometimes you can't pull any. All 3 are in the graveyard. Still good to have one. And again, you need different 5 different named light monsters. So you want as many weird guys in here as possible. Speaking of weird guys, look at this weird girl. Magician of Faith. I've just kind of been trying this out. I don't think it's very good. Flip, add a spell card from your graveyard to your hand. You're going to pull one of your special summons or your monster reincarnation. Or this, I'll call this a special summon for now. Usually gets destroyed. More of a conservative play, but can be useful after milling one of your spell cards. Dawn Knight, this is another, like Eclipse Wyvern, you could probably go for 2 of these. Send from the field to the graveyard, send 1 light monster from your deck to the graveyard. You usually want to send a beast, so this gets destroyed on the field, you send a beast. Now you have a beast that can save you for a turn. You want to send a bacon, no, not a bacon saver, you can't send a bacon saver. Something. You can send your Eclipse Wyvern, as a matter of fact. You can send, if you only have 2, Lightsworn, you want 3, for undisclosed reasons. You can do that, so it's good. It's good. If this card is sent from alternate effect, if this card is sent from your deck to your graveyard, which is when it's milled, target 1 light monster in your graveyard, place it on the top of your deck. So this is okay, but a lot of the times the top of your deck gets milled anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I was running this with DiaboLos, as you saw in the replays at one point, and that's a nice little combo. You put it on the top of your deck and then instantly draw into it. That's okay. So yeah, Dawn Knight's a pretty good card in this deck. Cupid Volley. This is clutch. It can help you mill. Choose a number 1 to 3. Send mill it from the top of your deck. This will get you a wolf. This can get you, your bacon saver. This can get you enough cards for your Diabolos. And when it's destroyed, gain 1,500 life points. Useful. Freed. Clutch Freed. Use this to destroy your opponent's big monsters. There's a lot of big monsters in the meta right now. Wyvern, Maximus, what's it called? You know what I'm talking about. Not Dark Magician, Blue Eyes cards. Freed, banish 2 light monsters from your graveyard, target 1 monster on the field with higher attack than this card, destroy that target. So you want to be banishing your Wyvern. Any doubles of cards, so you still have 5 unique cards for Diabolos effect. You want to banish Yeah, just Wyvern is the only one you really like want to actually banish, and then probably a beast if you have an extra one. And that's all the monsters. Yeah, that's all the monsters. Let's talk about the spells. Monster Reborn. At one point I was running 2. This is one of your special summons. This deck kind of needs the special summoning. It doesn't have a lot of special summoning effect monsters besides Diabolos. As a matter of fact, that's the only one. And Wolf, excuse me. But Wolf is also a bricky boy. So you want your Monster Reborn. Target 3 monsters in your graveyard. Your opponent chooses 1. Special summoning. So, best case scenario, you have a Celestia in hand. You have 3 Lightsworn in the graveyard. Target all 3. Your opponent has to summon 1. Tribute it for a Celestia. Bam. Other effects is you can get it to banish Eclipse Wyvern, but they usually choose Eclipse Wyvern and it's a bad monster, so I don't really recommend that play. You can also just use it for big monsters, and you can also use it, you can summon with either of these cards your Diabolos if it has already been special summoned with its normal effect, which is really clutch sometimes. A lot of people don't realize it, that it can be special summoned again. So yeah, it brings your back row removal back, it brings your big monster back. Super good. DDR is the other special summon card, is when any of your monsters that have been banished after you use this, let's say, or after you use this, you discard a card and special summon it. Really good trick after they do this. They're like, oh, I got away nicely. They don't get their Celestia out, or they don't get their Lila out to destroy my back row. Or they don't get their Freed out. And then you do this. And you can discard a card, which sometimes is good in this deck. You get another card for Light Ray, you get your Bacon Saver in, you get your AD Changer in the graveyard, you get your Eclipse Wyvern in the graveyard. You don't want to do this. But yeah, so that's okay. I would only run 1. This you can run 2, it has worked. I wouldn't run 2 of this. And it's actually harder to get. This is free to play, this is not. Grass, already talked about, 100%, 3 of them necessary. Monster Reincarnation, really good, discard a card, target 1 monster in your graveyard. You want to be getting your Celestias, your Diaboloses. Maybe a Lila or a Freed, whatever tech you need. You can send a card, again, send your Wyvern, send your Bacon, send your AD Changer. Send your bricked up Wolf. Beast. It's Wolf the Beast. Why did I correct myself? They're both right. And then this is the option card. Dark World Duel Links is an option. Back row removal is an option. Whatever you want. I'm trying Card Advance. The combo with Card Advance is you use it with your Lightsworns. So you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck, which is kind of the secondary effect in this case. It gives you a normal tribute summon. So you, in theory, perfect situation, summon Lila, pop a back row, use this, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, put as many wolves as possible in the top 4 cards, and as many of your, graveyard effect monsters in the top 4 cards, because Celestia mills 4 cards when it's summoned, and then you summon your Celestia from hand. This is why you kind of want 3 Celestia and 3 Lightsworn monsters, because it gives you more consistency with card advance. This deck would be much better, actually, with 2 card advance and full Lightsworns, but, that's really expensive, and I don't have that kind of money, so I guess that's the deck. Just fake extra deck. Talked about Spell Specialist, I think. Did I talk about Spell Specialist? Whatever. You'll figure it out. Because I'd rather not repeat myself if I did and sound like an idiot. So I'm going to leave with that, exactly on 15 minutes. Too long.